I'm not going. At the moment, I'm not going, and I'm desperate to see him, man. I mean, he's going to do a great concert. It's his only one in London. I can't believe that being on the radio, being on XFM, you know, the listenership's going up, apparently. I can't believe I can't get a ticket. I've asked Carl, he's done nothing. He's done nothing.
No, Carl made a very good point.
Nothing.
Carl, say what you said when he was whinging in the
but first of all, whilst you're moaning, you also asked in the week for a Badly Drawn Boy album.
Yeah.
You got in today.
Yeah.
There's one there for you.
Well, yeah, but it's yin and yang.
And it's like, yeah, but I do, you know.
Carl, what's Steve ever done for you? That's what you got to ask yourself. What has Steve ever done for you?
Well, he took me to the BAFTAs. Yeah, but only 'cause no one else would probably want to go with you.
I can't believe that.
What is this?
I do not believe that. Oh, Steve, I'm going to stitch you up now, Carl. And it's in a nice way, and don't worry, it won't be too bad. He won't take it too bad. Carl sent me a little text message today.
Right.
No, don't.
What is this?
Right, okay. Okay.
You know, I'm in a very frail mood at the moment.
No, you're
I'm not
like
going to
this
see
one.
Bruce.
This is funny, 'cause me and him have been, like, sending, trivia back and forth to each other. Which is another point, right? I sent him... Oh, well, I'll get to that in a minute. I thought he'd really be amazed with,
Well, while you're fiddling, if you can make my dream come true, to go and see Bruce Springsteen tomorrow, then give us a call on the usual number.
But like I said, Steve...
What?
Right, it wouldn't be... Right, you just said when the song was on, can't believe it, right? We work at XFM, and I can't get tickets for Springsteen, right?
Yeah.
We work in radio, we should get tickets. Right, now think
Which
of the
I'm willing
amount
to pay for.
Yeah, but think of the... Yeah, but if it's sold out, it's sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
but that's just something they say.
Right, that's just what they say, is it? Right, so everybody on local radio stations say, do you know, I like that Bruce Springsteen, I want a free ticket, right? So another say...
I tried to phone, I phoned for an hour and a half, I couldn't get through.
Not long enough.
I put the hours in.
Not long enough.
Not long enough.
What are you talking about? I put the hours in.
No.
Right, so another 400 people turn up at the gig, they cram them all in, there's people being crushed, you know, they've paid the money early, they were up early that day when the phone lines were open, whilst you were probably sleeping, and that. So they're dedicated, and they're the ones at the front getting crushed.
What?
Would you
Why
mum
are
and
they
dad
getting
be
crushed?
happy if you were there getting crushed?
I don't mind, I'll sit at the side of the stage and watch him.
Yeah, but
I don't mind.
But everyone will say that then. And then before you know it, no one can see anything because you're all on
Carl's
the
right
stage.
on this one. Right, I'm gonna give you this here. I'm handing over my mobile phone to Steve to read the... You can see it's from Carl at the top, but just read it out as you scroll down. Just read it out loud.
Is this a text message from...
Yeah, this is a text message to me from Carl. Read it out.
To see at night as well as an owl, you would need eyes the size of grapefruits. If only Stephen could turn his head right round as well. Carl, I can't believe it. What upsets me most, Carl, right, is not the fact that you've been slagging me off behind my back. It's the fact that you've got the cheek to come on here and moralise because you failed to get me tickets and make a dream come true. You've come on here trying to pass the buck and say that it's a health and safety problem, when in actual fact it's a Carl Pilkington problem.
Do that, I've got it in a bin.
I'm devastated, you know,
and then I thought, let's play a record.
I'm
I should
upset.
have eaten this banana off air.
What's the number?
It's 08700 800 1234, but if it's sold out, Steve, it's sold out.
A bit of a classic here. R.E.M.
I bet if Ricky wanted to go, it'd be fine. I'm sure someone could sort it out then.
Who?
Oh, if Ricky Gervais wants to go, then
I'm
you can
going.
come. Are you?
No.
Do you want some tickets then?
Well, there's the best band in Britain, in my opinion.
Big words.
The Darkness, Growing on Me, on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Carl Pilkington.
Have you got the album?
And already, they've had an argument.
Yes. Well, I mean, I don't know whether we need to cheapen the show by discussing it, but I asked for a particular track. Carl is the producer, and he failed to get it for me. He's failed to bring it up from the record library. Completely failed in his mission. He needed to get 2 records, and he failed to get one of them. A 50% error rate there.
Yeah, but like I said, I looked in the system, it told me what album it's on, I brought that album up. I'm busy.
But, okay, so fine, you're absolutely fine then, that's no problem. You know, once again, that's a great excuse, Carl, brilliant. The show has been ruined, it's been partially ruined, but you've got a bit of an excuse.
Alright, I didn't make a big deal out of it when you said, oh, and whilst you're down there, get us a new 50 Cent single.
I never said, while you're down there, get this new 50 Cent single. I asked you if 50 Cent single was lying around.
Yeah.
If it hadn't been here, I wouldn't have worried.
So I get it, yeah, I did that for you.
Right.
And when I come up, you say, has it got swearing in it? Well, I don't know, it's 5 to 1, Steve,
You're the
I haven't got time, I've been whizzing
You're the
around.
producer, it's the brand new single, I'd have thought it had been lying around in the XFM office anyway.
But I don't have time to sit around listening to music.
Sure, well, yeah.
Right? I know that you have, now you've got an iPod that can hold 7,500 songs, I don't know when you're gonna get round to loading all them on, but I haven't got the time.
Sure.
Busy.
Yeah. Fine, okay, no, that's a perfect excuse, Carl. Well done, mate. I just hope that I never have to depend on you in a real emergency.
Yeah. So, we were talking about should we play a record? Is that link too long already before we actually got to something?
I'm already bored.
God, we've got to get to something. We've got to do something.
Why don't you contribute something? You've been silent.
Now that is scraping the bottom about,
really is,
we're in trouble. Oh no. Oh, we're failing. Who can we bring on that's surefire, always delivers,
audio
snappy?
dynamite.
Yeah. Carl.
The big guns.
Come on, Carl.
I was just thinking, there is nobody else who looks like Steve.
He's done ya.
That's outrageous. Although, to be honest with you, that insult has resurrected things.
Yeah. Well done.
And I was on my mobile phone, and I was chatting away to someone, and, what can only be described as a prostitute.
Go on.
Stood on the street corner.
Was she a woman that gives you sex for money?
Yes.
That is a prostitute.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Go on.
And as I was walking by, she said, "Do you want to buy sex?" Now,
You sure it wasn't a market trader giving 6 plums away?
No, it was definitely
6 for a quid?
No, it was definitely
Go
a
on.
prostitute.
Yeah.
And what annoyed me about it, what I wanted to pick her up on something, was the fact that I was on my mobile phone. It's like, can you imagine?
rude.
Who would what, am I gonna hang up? Sorry, Mum, can I call you back? You know you say you want me to meet more women.
And you know you sent me that 30 quid
Exactly.
for my birthday?
Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Johnson, I'm really excited about the job. Can I call you back? I'm just gonna negotiate with a whore. And it was just sort of, you could tell that she was clearly probably desperate for crack or a latest fix of smack. So she was literally, the normal etiquette of prostitution, you know, that they hang around, they show some thigh. I've seen this in
They
films.
will woo ya.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Take you out for a meal, that sort of thing. That had sort of gone out of the window, and she was just there, desperate, running around the
Did she
streets.
go out of a window?
Like a
because
zombie.
that's another thing they sometimes do, specialist ones.
But I was shocked, because I've never been, propositioned before, like that.
Really?
In London.
That's weird, isn't it? Carl, thoughts?
I think you'd be sort of approached a lot, because they tend to sort of go for people who look like they haven't got much chance.
Sure.
And I'm not being mean.
No.
I've known you a long time.
Sorry, I'll let you go back to it. In what way aren't you being mean? By saying that
No,
Steve
knows is a little bit odd looking.
I don't think. Well,
No, he does. Do you know?
yeah,
before-
no, but it's not what he thinks of his looks.
Yeah.
It's what he thinks of you talking about his looks on.
No, but it's like how you were talking before about, you know, your eyes are bad. It's nature's little way of saying, look, nothing to see here, right?
Don't get that.
I don't know what you mean.
But when you look in the mirror and that, they've gone, look, he hasn't got the looks, let's make his eyes bad, right?
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying,
See,
we're balancing it out, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny, right? Now we're on the topic.
Sorry,
right, I wasn't-
Johnny Depp.
No, listen,
But I'm gonna. My chest is gonna burst at this moment.
Whenever we go into this conversation, I always think to myself, Carl, do you know what you look like?
I'm gonna.
You know, seriously, can I be honest with you? You look like, you know, if you've got like a balloon, a hot air balloon, right? Just a little balloon, like a party balloon. If you drew a little face on it, right, and inflated it about halfway, that's what you look like.
right,
No, play a record. I don't want to get into this.
Listen,
It's too intense.
now you've got onto this, let's just nip it in the bud now. I'll tell you something that I wasn't going to tell you because I think it was
I
out
don't
of
want to
order.
hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Right, it was on the tube, right? Well, someone told me they were on the tube, right? And, the tube pulled into a station, right? And one of the women saw the poster that's out at the moment with you and Rick on it, right?
Yeah.
So this woman apparently goes, oh look, there's Ricky. Ricky's on the radio, right? And, the other woman goes, oh yeah, don't you listen to it? So she goes, oh, I didn't know he was on the radio. And she goes, oh.
Sorry, Steve.
Look at...
Because he didn't sound this bad.
She said, oh, look at that person he's with. So she goes, yeah. She said, that's Steve. She said, I was sort of aware that he looked odd because Carl mentions it on the radio.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as much of a blow to me, but I can see how it was a bit of a shock to you.
Yeah.
So, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that isn't me sort of telling this woman to say anything. That was all happened without anybody else sort of bringing it on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
Was it... Sorry, you seem to be relishing this. Was it because of the little balloon story that made you...
I honestly, Steve, I wouldn't have told you, but if you're gonna start, you know, having a pop...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I can't just sit here and take it and that.
No.
I mean... all mates.
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was
Shit,
mistaken for
yeah.
Johnny Vegas. Steve's got a story about that, if you wanna have a go at me.
Well, someone just thought you were fat with a beard, which is true.
Well, don't have a go at me, because he said you look...
Well, you started it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
No,
you
I
did.
didn't.
You were milking it. You were
I
egging him on.
was laughing.
You were egging him on.
I sort of was.
Yeah.
But let's not, you know.
Oh, it's a good job you've got lots of good mates like Jonathan Ross who you can go and hang out with. Don't need other friends, people who've helped you in your career.
Because actors are often quite handsome people, but yet they're always
Yeah,
quite
we are,
obnoxious.
we are.
No, I mean, they're normally quite obnoxious, Rick. Again, you know, you're a good example of that. And yet, I think it must be the small man complex. That's what makes them so obnoxious and so kind of desperate for attention. Didn't realise it before.
Steady on.
Because, of course, I tower above everyone.
You do, don't you?
I'm, for people who don't know, who are listening, I'm 6'7" tall. That's high.
Yeah.
That's big.
And for people who've never seen him, he doesn't hold it well. It's not like he's a sort of handsome athlete, is it, Carl? He's a bit of a, what would you call him?
Carl, don't answer.
No.
Don't get drawn into that. You know the game he's playing.
No. Do you know yesterday when you were in the office?
Yeah.
You did a little move, and it reminded me of Blakey.
Oh, I hate you, Gervais. Oh, I hate you, Pilkington.
That
He's-
sort of stance.
Yeah, but even he held it a little bit better, didn't he? Because he was a man, you know, he had a big coat and everything, and a peak cap. But, yeah.
I can't believe you. Like, I've not suffered enough from being freakishly tall. Now, two of my best buddies,
Yeah.
live on radio, are just
It's
like,
not just the height, though, is it? It's the posture and the face and everything.
But it's got your places, hasn't it?
No? What do you
No,
mean it's got me
it's-
places?
I think people give you a bit more of a chance in your career and stuff. 'Cause it's like,
What, yeah, stacking shelves. Because I can reach to a high level.
Mr. Pilkington, hello, it's Dr. Hanrahan. Barry Sheen has just passed away, and you go, oh dear. Yeah, bad news and good news. Do you want his face, or do you want his face?
Does Suzanne go out with you, like, for charitable reasons?
I love
Is it like you can adopt a boyfriend?
I love the fact that she encourages you.
she was saying about Tom Cruise, and I was like, oh, you know, she said, you know, he's not a bad-looking fella or whatever.
So, well, what she's saying is, Carl, is there any chance you could go and get a different face? Maybe something like Tom Cruise would
Yeah,
be
but
good.
then I was saying, right, first of all, he's got to be dead, and he's not. But if he was, and you had that done, would you feel like
People were
you
looking
had
at you on the
something?
tube.
Well, no, like, say if the people who made Mission Impossible said, well, we want to do a third one, would I be in me right to say, well, I don't want to do it?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't mean to be offensive, Carl, but your girlfriend could do a lot better than you. I don't know what
I
he's
love
thinking.
the idea of this whole conversation about you in Tom Cruise's face, and then get offered a film.
But
Okay.
why does she have conversations like this with you?
It was now on last night. It was now on the telly.
I
on the
love
chat.
it. What should we talk about? What about getting a new face? Oh dear. Oh, that cartoon. If you don't know what Carl looks like, there's a cartoon that was in last week's Heat, isn't it? That I drew is on the website. What's it going for now? Bid.
I think it's at about 225 quid at the moment.
And what do they have to do to bid for it?
Just email in and I'll pass it on to the website people.
I know why Heat put it in. It's because the editor, Boyd Hilton, looks a little bit like you, doesn't he?
Sort of my ugly brother.
He's probably listening, and he says nice things about you.
Yeah, he can still say nice things, but I bet he knows deep down. You know if you're good looking or not, don't you?
I can't believe
Come
it,
on, Steve. I mean, what do you think?
This is going crazy now, Carl. I don't know. You're just, the insults are flying left, right, and centre. You've got no limits. You've just gone crazy. You've just gone wild. You're swanning around just because you look like Tom Cruise.
I think it's because he's been hanging out with Christian O'Connell.
Yeah.
And they're both thinking, yeah, we're,
Couple of media players.
yeah.
Too big for their boots.
Yeah, not scared. Although he's scared of Christian.
No, he's terrified
He's scared of Christian in here because he's not allowed to do monkey news.
No. Well, yeah.
Because Christian wants to do it. He's scared of him.
I'm not saying that, right? Christian.
I'm not allowed to do monkey news, but Christian wants to do some monkey news. I'm not allowed. What star sign are you?
Mine changes. I'm on the edge.
Right. Okay.
He even makes that complicated.
Of course,
He
I am.
even makes twaddle complicated.
No, I'm just, it changes depending what paper you read.
Yeah. Alright, in theory, what would
23rd
you...
of September. So I think
Yeah.
most of the time I'm a Virgo, I think. Oh.
Well, I'll tell you.
Write that down, listeners. 23rd of September, and come round and give him the bumps.
What I mean...
Well, according to this, I mean, I mean, you've been criticising this, Rick.
Sure.
You've been saying that there's maybe not anything in the zodiac.
Yeah,
thing.
go
Well,
on.
hang on, let me just read
Go
some
on,
of the elements of
is this going to change my mind?
Well-
Am I going to eat my words?
the typical Virgoan.
Words.
Okay. The physical appearance of the typical Virgoan.
Yeah.
High forehead.
That's not true.
Cranium may seem too big in comparison with the face. Look at Carl, look at Carl.
But how specific is
Has an extremely large forehead. Has a high hairline.
That's not true though, is it?
May be quite tall.
What are the blokes like?
Often has one foot turned in more than the other.
They've just described Rain Man. What is that? How can they be specific?
Well, that's why it sounds like Carl.
One foot turned in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, have they even bothered doing one for you? Because there isn't many people who...
Hang on a minute.
Let him finish, Steve.
No, I'm just saying...
Go on. What are you saying?
I sort of think I'm fairly average looking, but I'm saying, have they wasted a page in that book for whatever you are?
It started off me being dissing him and stuff, and you've been nice.
Hang on a minute. I don't think you can be a Virgoan, because it says, that they are normally quick, alert and intelligent. But no, actually, I have to say, it says here, behaviour and personality traits of the Virgoan, as a child, is an excellent mimic, can learn many things in a short time. Not really true of you, is it?
What,
rarely
like
questions authority, but frequently questions facts. You never question facts.
Yeah, you never question authority. He's scared of authority.
Yeah. You were usually times very upset if teased. That's true.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Hang on a minute, though.
Yeah. Can't take a bit of stick. Too much
depends,
pressure. If you
yeah.
can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Yeah.
What to teach a young Virgoan? Myths, fairy stories, make-believe, daydreams, and how to use imagination should all be taught to young Virgoans, so they have plenty of magical moments to remember in their adult years when they are often alone.
I'm changing my mind.
I know.
This is good stuff. This is really good stuff.
Alright, well, let's see, what are you?
I don't think we should talk about that.
Yeah, let's have a look.
It says the Virgoan is, I love some of the specifics of this. Virgoan is an employer. He's excellent as the boss of a small company.
yeah. Don't get him on a Tuesday. He's probably stamp collecting then.
Yeah.
Come on,
He loves a
Steve.
bit of haddock.
Okay, let me look at mine.
Oh, that is good though, Carl, isn't it? That is you all over. I've changed my mind. It's brilliant. It's a real science. They've really put their work in with this one.
Let me see, Sagittarius, Sagittarian is a happy, playful little clown.
Little.
Greets everyone.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Let me see, Sagittarius at home.
He's only going to read the good bits though, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
If that's it, what can it say?
Have they done yours in sort of small print, because you've got special eyes?
I don't know what that insult is, Carl. What kind of an insult is that?
Well...
He's happy with that. Look at his face.
You've done me.
Oh dear.
To a certain
I'm
extent.
just thinking, if I was to meet Steve in a restaurant...
Yeah.
Right,
Nothing untoward going on, we're just hanging out. We're
no, just having a chat, just having a normal night out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's paying? Because, I mean, is it expensive?
Go
this
Dutch,
restaurant?
go Dutch. I mean,
Right, so... I say to you, I'll see you at 8, right, in this restaurant. I turn up at the door, it's a bit of a posh place, right? So he's, Steve Merchant in.
Yeah.
And the waiter sort of goes, I don't know. What does he look like? Right? And,
Where's he from?
Just a little French fella.
Oh, yeah.
And, what does he look like? So the thing I'd pick up on first, tall lad.
Tall, yeah.
And then he goes, oh, well, you know, we've got lots of tall people in. Right? And I go, big eyes?
Big eyes.
Yeah. And then he'd go, yeah, he's over there.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, you can have dinner and you can buy me dinner. I'm not sure you're going to get anywhere with me.
Yeah, but the thing is, what he hasn't said is, well, he gets frustrated because we have to go from restaurant to restaurant for something I can eat. But the reason we've only got about 3 restaurants to choose from are that because he doesn't want to spend more than a £5 at lunchtime.
At lunchtime? If I was going out of an evening, you'd spend a decent amount of wallop. But lunchtime,
Would
why
ya?
am I you'd be happy to spend 20 quid on lunch. Imagine that every single day. There's no one out there who's eating lunch, 20 quid a day on lunch. It's crazy. You don't need that much food at lunchtime, because I know what happens. You go in there, you have some kind of, tiger in curry for lunch, you're asleep by 1:30, we're trying to work, we're trying to write TV shows, and you're dozing off like one of those giant anacondas that's just eating a sheep, and it's slowly digesting it. It takes like 3 weeks.
He doesn't eat Carl, he does not like the he'll walk a mile out of his way to get a sandwich for
Having an argument over that 50p that time. I don't want to bring it back up again.
Here's the situation, Carl. I lent you 50p, and you decided you weren't going to pay me back. It should be to my discretion if I say, don't worry about it, Carl. You should offer me the 50p, go, there's that 50p I owe you, and I'll go, don't worry about it, Carl. But you didn't even do that.
No, it's the way that you were, like...
I said, where's my 50p? You went, oh, you don't need that. That's not your decision to
I
have.
didn't say that. I said, I don't think I've got it at the moment, or whatever.
Rubbish.
And you're going through my pockets and that.
Rubbish.
50p. Ridiculous.
You've just given him a keg of beer for free, hadn't you?
Well, let's not go over it again.
Here we are then, we're back, XFM 104.9. Carl had to leave early last week, but, can you stay to the end this week, mate, or?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You don't need another holiday.
Oh, he's started already.
I mean, you
Steve's
know,
made you look like a bit of a twat already, and it's
Yeah.
only 1:05.
But the only reason you don't go on holiday is because you have to spend money.
Oh, and he's gone straight back!
Well,
He's gone straight back!
I can't come back to that.
Oh,
It's just dynamite. It's just absolute. That was
Although the
searing
last
and cut to
holiday,
the chase.
last holiday Steve had, he sort of found a third world country so he could live like a king for a week. It was Cuba, wasn't it?
Going to Cuba, amazing. You can almost rule the place. If it weren't for Castro, I'd have been in charge. Kind of cash I was flashing around. They do anything for $1 over there. It's extraordinary, literally. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah. Oh.
Definitely. And I went to Kenya before that.
So he thought to the prostitute said no. You were going.
Yeah, well, it was $2. I mean, I'm not made of money. I genuinely, I really, it does frustrate me that I don't get any allowance.
It doesn't count as a disability.
Well, it does count.
No, it doesn't. It's not a disability being 6'7".
But how
There's-
can you explain, for instance, travelling on a bus or a coach? There's some
The
things
only
I can't
disadvantage
see.
is, people look. I've seen people stare at you, but they stare at me because I've been on the telly. Was that a disability? Are that people being
Yes,
recognised?
but you could avoid that by not being on the telly. It's your choice. This is
Yeah.
my point. It's your choice.
Yeah,
It's the same as
okay.
the big fat people. It's their
Yeah.
choice.
It's a different sort of stare, isn't it? I've been there.
Yeah.
When, you know, the sort of stare that you get and the sort of stare.
Well, obviously, I'm gonna. Sorry, Steve, but I'm gonna, follow up this inquiry. What do you mean, Carl?
No, I'm just saying it's more of a stare of fear than, like with you, they go, oh, it's him.
Yeah, go on.
Whereas with you, it's more like, jeez.
Where's the monkey news?
Well, we're not going to do Freak of the Week here,
Okay.
right? Because we've done quite a bit of that in the last 20 minutes, right?
You've
So we'll
OD'd
move
on
that.
freaks, you think?
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll just shift it a little bit.
Okay.
I don't, like I keep saying, don't want people to be thinking we're sort of taking the mick out of anyone,
No.
right? Because we're not about that. I feel that, like, I can do a little bit of it because I work with you, Steve.
Yeah.
Right? Sure. It gives me that right.
It's like a care worker. Yeah, I understand.
Well, it's like that thing of, you can't be homophobic because I've got a couple of gay mates and
Sure,
stuff.
sure.
I think it sort of gives me that edge,
Yeah.
right?
So you're not freakophobic because you work with Steve.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. So, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I think-
by that token, I should be able to sort of slag off, the mentally ill.
What do you
Or
mean?
at least mentally handicapped. I had some exciting news this week, Carl. You'll be pleased to find out. I'm worried that you might get a little bit jealous because it's obviously going to impact on your world quite strongly. Because I know you like things to be quite samey. You like the status quo to be maintained. You like the fact that in the past, we've had some crosswords. Because I remember. What did you think of me when I first walked in? When I first came in on the first day of
I don't know
XFM?
why you're making a big deal
Do you wanna
out of
bring
it,
it-
because
do you wanna
I'm
mention it?
just
Do you
being
wanna
honest, though. I'm just
Well-
being honest about a lot of people who see you for the first time sort of go, well, he's a bit weird.
I know that, Steve, that you brought it up, and then you're again.
But I'm sure that wasn't what he said before.
No,
did
he
say
did.
before?
Yeah, well,
He's a bit weird.
Yeah, well, he looked at you, and I knew, I could see by the look on his face. You know when you know your kid, and your kid's sort of scared of something, and they go, why's your kid? And he goes, oh, he doesn't like pigeons or spiders.
Right.
It was like that. When I saw Carl, and I brought you in, and I went, what do you think of that, Carl? I could see the look on his face that he was disturbed.
Sure.
And then, as he said, you get used to it, don't you?
Yeah, you get used to it. And you have changed a little bit. Your hair's a bit smarter now, and you've got some nicer glasses and that, I think. Or I might have just got used to it.
Whoa! Don't bring it up, Steve. Don't
Well-
look at me like that.
So you say that you think some other people in the office thought the same? Do you know that for sure?
Carl.
Did you discuss it?
Carl.
Yeah, I think they do, yeah.
Okay, leave it there then.
But not just in the office, as you walk through the building.
Oh, it's
done.
worse than you ever thought. Who do you think's cooler to look at, Steve or the Chemical Brothers?
Steve.
Definitely, yes. You're absolutely right, Carl, and that's the first sensible thing you've said for a
If
long
I was
time.
to work with Steve on some music,
Yeah.
if I had the choice, I think Steve would look better on a album cover.
Really?
Yeah.
What would you do? Would you change him at all? What would you do with his image?
I'd put him in the distance, so I would
can't believe this is.
No, just so you don't look as tall, that's doing you a favour.
You know, I was on the. This is true. I was on the tube, right, coming in to meet Gervais the other day, and I was wearing a suit, and my mobile phone slipped out of my pocket, and it landed on the seat, and I didn't realise this. And as I was about to get off, some bloke who was sat there like an old guy, he picked up the phone. He went, "Oi, Lanky, you dropped your mobile phone." And I was like, "Well, I thank you for pointing out I dropped my phone, but did you have to do the Lanky?"
But you knew who he meant. I bet you turned round straight away. It worked.
Knew he meant
Yes,
Steve.
but-
He's done you again.
But I was the only person stood up. It was a fairly empty train.
Was there any other lanky people there?
No.
Well then.
150 quid? What, in gift vouchers?
Yeah.
To spend at the same places? I'd have to say, though, I mean, it's not a very inventive gift, is it?
It's a
Whoever
lovely
came up
thought,
with it,
though.
it's a lovely thought. It's wonderful to have £25 that I can only spend in 2 places I never go in. But, no, I'm not looking a gift horse in the mouth.
Any
I'm not
ungrateful, anyway.
looking a gift horse in the mouth. It is a treat.
He,
My only
he
thought,
spoke to Jonathan Ross like he was a normal person.
From someone whose dad buys him a spade for Christmas, I thought you'd be grateful.
Yeah.
Before we carry on with anything, I should just tell you, we're on the subject of emails. There's one emailer we're always looking forward to hearing from.
Dickers!
Richie Anderson!
Dicky Docky Doo!
Richard Anderson, thanks for emailing.
He's my biggest fan.
He's
now.
one of the biggest
he
fans.
Absolutely loves me.
But not afraid to offer some constructive criticism.
Go on,
That's
what's
the
he
great
said?
thing about Dickie. And from Anders this week, he says, Ricky, I'm lazy, I talk nonsense, I'm badly organised, and I believe in ghosts. Can I have a job working on your show? Possibly, Anders. Maybe send in a CV. Or email a CV.
He's put a little bit of all of us in that, hasn't
Exactly.
he? Oh, I'll ask him if he's a goggle-eyed freak, Steve.
Alright, calm down.
Well, no, I didn't mean
there's no need to get insulted.
No, I didn't
No need to
necessarily
get
mean
nasty.
you,
No
did
need
I?
to get nasty.
Well,
Also, I was thinking about that, actually, Steve.
Oh, God.
Just talking of the old,
What?
What?
Talking of the what?
No. Do you know, like...
This better be good.
No, you don't have that many girlfriends and that.
what do you mean?
Carl, why are we on this? I was defending you in the whole monkey discussion. Come on, what's your point?
no,
What's your point? What's your point?
No, what's the point? What's the point?
I just was thinking...
If there was an infinite number of Steves?
You're an odd-looking fella.
Come on, Carl, get to the...
No, you know
cut
I know
to the
that.
quick.
I've told you that
Cut
loads
to
of
the quick.
times.
What do you mean, you know I know that?
Well, there's no point pretending anymore.
Steve, I'm flabbergasted.
But also, you don't like spending money, right?
He's mean and weird looking.
Valentine's Day.
I'm gonna,
Are you sort of, you know,
You've got to love him though, haven't you?
what are you happier with? The fact that no girls like you enough, right?
This is really mental.
Or are you happy because you don't have to spend any money on a card for someone? Which,
A little from column A, a little from column B.
Right, let's have more monkey news. What have we got?
No, we've got to
We've got so much to get into this show. Insults,
We don't need
stupidity.
the insults. I think we've got enough. We don't need the
Yeah,
insults.
there's no more insults. No more
What
insults.
angers me with Carl is you know he's been planning that.
No, I haven't. I was thinking about it on the way in because Valentine's Day is coming up and I'm not a big fan of it.
Condoms?
You bought your girlfriend a box of condoms for Christmas. I don't think you can have a go at me. To be fair.
No, but I don't just treat her on Valentine's. I'm always. Do you know what I mean?
You don't even treat her on Valentine's. You don't even treat her at Christmas or on her
Hang
birthday.
on.
When do you treat her?
Hang on a minute. Wait a cotton picking minute there. Oh, why I order. Wait a minute. What was that? Tiffany dog.
I treat your girlfriend better than you, and I've only met her twice.
He's so ungrateful, really.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember a time my dad bought me anything. It's always my mum who bought it, and my dad would give her the money.
Yeah.
You got Ricky who's lost his go-kart. You've had a video bought for you and you're still not happy. I just think it's selfish.
Now, it's intriguing to me because here's a film called Freaks, featuring real-life freaks, and you're sort of a bit nonplussed by it.
Just because it wasn't, because it's built up. If you call a video Freaks, you got to make sure that there's some good stuff on there.
Yeah.
What were you disappointed about? Was it no?
Because there was a few things on it, right? There was a woman who said she was half man, half woman, and it's like, well, you're not, are you? It was just like she had some makeup on. I thought, well, that's rubbish. And then there was a woman who could eat using her feet. That isn't that freaky. Do you know what I mean? If she's not hungry, she looks normal.
Yeah.
And that's when I was thinking. I mean, I'm not being right, Steve. You know, I'm not being funny.
Oh, here we go.
No. But I'm just saying, if that woman wasn't eating and you were sat next to her in that film,
Yeah.
I'd probably be sort of drawn to you more than her. I'm not. I know you hate me saying it, but there's no point sort of pretending. Do you know what I mean?
Oi, Muttley, what are you sniggering about?
That face. What you mean there were things in it that were less... What are you saying?
I'm just saying.
Play a record. Seriously, I'll slap you. I'm gonna slap you live on air.
Yeah, but you always go.
Right, I'm slapping you live on air, I swear to God.
Alright, play a song then.
He's playing the song.
I'll play the song.
Keep the favour up. Keep the favour up.
It's happening again, Steve.
What's happening?
It's going all wrong. We're talking rubbish.
Are we?
Yeah.
We should have played 2 in a row.
He's having a go, isn't he?
Blimey. Can I just kiss and make up with Carl?
No, that is...
No, let me just kiss my kiss.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Next week it'll be the same again. It doesn't mean anything. It's like saying sorry.
On the lips.
Go on, look, he's... Look. I've never... Carl has gone a absolute shade of purple, straining not to have merchants...
There's no point, Steve.
No.
There's no point.
No, just shake. Just shake and make up.
Shake what, Rick?
There you go. All friends, sit down. That's lovely. That's a lovely moment.
Shut up!
They got 2 monkeys, right? And
Don't stop!
because they'd seen the owners with guns and what have you.
Yeah, no, that sounds
So they had a bit of a shoot off.
Yeah.
That's how they sorted it out.
And who won?
I think it was George. The one called George.
Right.
So I think they had 17 kids. The farm's still running. So that's like the last little monkey news there. Good little
Rick,
happy ending to that one.
If you were to rub your nipple against his lips while I held him down.
Right, come off it now. Come on. No, I'm not doing
Bruce Springsteen, Thunder Road, last track on Next FM's Ricky and Steve. You can check this all out on the webcam.
I got fingers.
Get his arm out the way, get the arm out the way.
This happened on Scum.
Right, Carl, let's do a competition. Chance to win some of the product that we've got out that Carl doesn't want to talk about because he's too lazy.
No, it's not that. If it's,
well, if you do want to win a copy of this book, Ricky Gervais presents The World of Karl Pilkington. It's by all 3 of us, and it's some of the musings and thoughts and ideas from the podcasts. Carl has got some new theories. It's illustrated throughout.
By Karl Pilkington.
By Karl Pilkington. It's got excerpts from the diary. They're genuine, aren't they? They're photostated things from the diary that people haven't seen, and it's fascinating read.
We can sign that. We can also give you a copy of this new 3-disc set CD of the best of... Is it the first series of the Ricky Gervais Show?
Yeah, well, it's got everything actually. It's got the whole 12 first series that we did with Guardian Unlimited, the award-winning, record-breaking podcast. It's also got some excerpts. If you want the best of, you can put that on. And it's got 1 hour of new material, which we recorded especially for it, but you can't get that. You can't buy that in the shops till the 13th of November. And I've thrown in the new Flanimals book, Flanimals of the Deep. It's the 3rd in the trilogy, Carl. Are you excited about that?
Yeah.
And the question is, do you want them?
Okay, that's the quiz question.
That's the quiz question, yeah.
Okay.
If
Is that
you
a trick question?
No. It's just the first correct answer. I'm not going to go over what the correct answer is, but do you want them? And think what if you do want them, then that might what's the answer? And you can send that to
podcast@rickygervais.com. Include your name and address, and if you're the lucky winner, then we will send this stuff to you if you want it.
And it's the first come, first serve. Okay, so the first correct answer to the question. Do you want it? Do you want that stuff? Do you want Flanimals and the CD box set and the book and that?
Okay, well, if you know the correct answer to that, podcast@rickygervais.com. Good luck, everyone.
Well, thank you for listening to the first of these 3 special podcasts with Guardian Unlimited. The next one is out for Thanksgiving, 23rd of November.
We don't actually celebrate Thanksgiving. What is Thanksgiving?
It's a thing in America.
Right.
It's like the big holiday. Probably rivals Christmas. Probably bigger than Christmas.
Well, what do we do here?
But we don't celebrate here, do we?
So it's a date, isn't it?
Yeah, but no one's going to remember that, are they?
23rd of November. They can remember, can't they?
Yeah, but it's nice.
Well, they
if
should
it's-
remember that's one day before my birthday if we're going to celebrate anything.
Okay. Well, you've got this one. The next one's the 23rd of November, and the next one's the 25th of December. Well, how can I remember 25th of December?
Well, that's
Christmas.
fair enough, that's Christmas, but Thanksgiving, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Okay, the next one's out about the 23rd of November. Then
Yeah,
after that,
a day
about the
before
20th.
day before my birthday.
Oh, they're going to remember that, aren't they? It's Steve Day in Bristol. Yeah. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this special edition of the Ricky Gervais Show, the entire back catalogue is still available on iTunes under audiobooks. By the way, not podcasts, audiobooks, and you can get everything we've ever done. I'd like to thank the guys at Positive Internet for hosting this. Those great guys, what would we do without them? So, it's goodbye from me, goodbye from Steve Merchant,
Bye.
and goodbye from Karl Pilkington. Welcome to the second in this series of 3 special free podcasts with The Guardian Unlimited, with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant,
Hello.
and Karl Pilkington.
Alright.
These are a special thank you to all the fans that bought the last few podcasts we've done. Still available on iTunes. You can't miss it. It's at #1 in the charts. Karl, it's Thanksgiving.
I don't know what that means. I don't know how we're doing this.
I'm slightly in agreement with you, actually. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Well, no, but it was, arbitrary dates are easy to remember for some people. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Easy to remember.
I don't think Thanksgiving is.
Well, it is in America, and
Yeah, but I couldn't tell you. I mean, I've been around for 30 odd years. I've never celebrated one of them. I've never done anything about it. No one has. I don't know any relation who has ever said, "Are you popping around for Thanksgiving?" I don't know, when is it? I've never done it.
because it's not celebrated in this
So
country.
why are we celebrating it?
We're not celebrating it. It's an arbitrary date to do a podcast.
I just don't know what it's about. I mean, before you celebrate something.
You don't celebrate
know.
Halloween, do you? But we did that.
No, but it annoys me how people don't actually know what the occasion is, but they celebrate it. Kids don't know what Christmas is about these days. It's just like, oh, get some toys. That's
Yeah,
what I mean. So Thanksgiving, it's just another one, isn't it? It's another event.
Okay, why do you celebrate Christmas then?
Because everyone else does. You can't get
Brilliant.
away from it. I'd quite happily block it out. If I did a new diary, I'd leave out that date and go, come on, let's get on, let's do something good.
Well, you go on holiday every 2 weeks. What's that to celebrate?
No, I'm just
But
saying.
people need a little break, don't they? It's a great
He doesn't.
Christmas is a great time, even
Yeah,
if you
but
take
the
away the
problem
religious
is, what I
aspect.
don't like about it is everyone's off at the same time, so everything stops. See, what I'd do is, I'd say to people, do you like Christmas? Yeah. Right, when do you want to celebrate this year? And let them do it whenever they want.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Why? As long as you're remembering baby Jesus, does it matter when you're remembering him?
But I'm an atheist and I celebrate Christmas because it's a time of year where everyone is off and everyone gets together.
Yeah, I know.
I don't care what they call it.
The fact that we're all doing it at the same time is what's nice about
No,
it. There's a
it's
sense of community,
No.
national community.
Everyone shuts down by about December 15th or whatever, and then it doesn't get going again till like January the 6th.
But what is it you're missing out on during this period?
Just it's like 2 weeks there. I mean, that bit between Christmas and New Year, you might as well delete that out of the calendar.
Yeah, because heaven
nothing
forbid you
happens.
can't put down the library because it's closed. all that reading you've got to catch up on.
I'm just saying that we're wasting time.
What are you doing there?
I've never seen anyone on this planet waste as much time as you.
I was gonna
If you're
say-
not on holiday, you're following an insect around the fucking park. So don't give me that shit.
I'm just saying that I don't like fun.
Never a true
Well, there we are. We've got to the nub of it here. You don't like fun. This is true. You don't like anything.
almighty, you do not like fun.
No, organised fun. I hate that thing. I've said it a bit before about, it's that date, that's what you've got to do. Will there come a time when someone goes, we've done enough of this? Will there come a time, and for Thanksgiving?
Possibly. Yeah, possibly, yeah. Things change, don't they?
And you'll be happy then, will you?
In 5,000 years' time, when we all worship Glong.
Yeah. We, just make a change. That's all I want. Because, I've been keeping a diary.
Yeah. What did you have in the calf yesterday, for example? We can read about that later.
It's just, like Ricky said, oh, are you gonna do, another one next year? And I wouldn't, because it's, you do the same stuff every year, don't you? It's set up the same way. January, February, it's the same thing, it's the same routine.
Yeah.
And if you're writing in
Why
a
are they
book-
always doing them in the same order, those months?
It sickens me, Rick. I tell you.
You see, it's just easy to put stuff off whilst we've got this calendar, whereas if you didn't have a date, you'd have to do everything straight away.
What?
Say if I was in charge
Oh God, heaven forbid. Yeah.
and someone said, that building needs knocking down,
Yeah.
it's dangerous. If we didn't have a calendar, you'd go, let's do it now then. Whereas, because we've got a calendar, it's easy to say, next Wednesday.
I love him! His theories are amazing! I mean, I don't know, maybe he is a real visionary thinker. Maybe he is free. You know what I like about him though? All his thoughts, they're about freedom of expression in a strange way. He's not burdened by anything. He just goes, well, why do we think like that?
But
He
who-
questions everything, like a true visionary scientist.
But who gets a diary come Christmas time, which I know you hate, you know, for the next year, and thinks, wow, what a piece of shit.
now I've got to
I'm
put
just gonna
something for
do stuff when I want to do it.
I'm going to take out next Wednesday. There's no such thing as next Wednesday.
No, but what I'm saying is, before the year's even started, I know in that new diary I can whiz forward to December 25th and I go, another Christmas.
I don't know what you mean.
So everything's set in stone before I've even started the new year. It's like, oh, Pancake Tuesday, that's coming up. So someone's already
Remember,
decided.
it's Tuesday.
Someone's already decided.
Someone's already telling me what I'm doing on half of the year.
But,
it just
all
been
those
nice.
pages
Oh,
are
fucking
blank,
hell.
Carl, for you to fill up with stuff.
Oh, guess what? Guess when my birthday is again? 23rd of September.
I'm just saying, move them about a bit, move the days about a bit so it doesn't get predictable.
But when we change Pancake Tuesday to Thursday, do we tell anyone else?
Yeah, they do an advert on the telly, just saying don't forget to buy your pancake mix.
But
next
so
week it's
why?
Thursday.
Carl, why not just stick with what we've already got? Because if you're
Actually,
notifying
with that,
everyone
I wouldn't,
anyway...
to be, I wouldn't put a date on that pancake day anyway. Just have it when you want. Have it when you want. There's no big deal. You've got to make them yourself. It's not like some place is opening to do it. Have them when you want. I don't know why that's got a special day on it. Sick of it.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is based on new settlers to a new land surviving.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Carl in the week. We were talking about new settlers and everything, and I was thinking, imagine if you had to start a new settlement now, okay? There's something wrong with the world, okay? The world was kaput, okay? And we found another planet. So, Carl, if you had to go to a new planet, don't worry about starting life again. They've got sort of like these breeder clones that do all that, but you can choose 6 people from this world to take to start this whole new world, okay? So you need, you know, as I say, you don't need to
So
worry
what's
about...
happening here? Is this?
It's going to be wiped out, okay? It's going to be wiped out, but there's enough on this spaceship for you and 5 other people, okay? And they've got them there. They've got these sort of breeder clones there, so it's going to be populated. You're going to have the workers, the drones, everything like that. But you want to take 6, I suppose, sort of world lords to teach, to lay down the politics, the teachings, the laws, the government.
I'd hate
Okay,
this. I'd hate it. And how long have I got to make a decision on it?
till the end of this podcast. Right, go. Who do you take? Who's the first person you take, and why?
And where are we going? Mars.
Okay, so a planet where there's an atmosphere.
I've got to know where
and-
I'm going because I've got to sell it to the people who I'm asking. There's no point when I go, are
Okay,
you coming with me? Where are you
it's-
going? I don't know.
It's just like this world. There's oxygen, there's seas, there's rivers, there's forests, there's animals. Okay, but we're going to populate it with the human race, and you can choose 6 people to lord over this new kingdom.
You want the best people for the job.
Yeah. So who's the first person?
Probably Patrick Moore.
Why? why would you take Patrick Moore?
Just because he knows his way about up there, doesn't he? He'll know the way. So just have him. I think that will, whoever I pick next, if they see that he's going, they'll go, right, you know, it's going to be a long
Moore's
journey
on
as it
board.
is. You don't want someone who's going to be going, is it left here? Is it right? Do you know what I mean?
And he could play the xylophone on the journey.
But
Is a-
Carl,
Right.
is more the most useful person to have if you've only got 6, because he may be very useful getting to the planet.
No, but I've
once
always
you got
wanted to
there,
meet him as well. I've always wanted a chat, and that'd be a good chance, wouldn't it, when I'm in a rocket? How long's it taking to get to Mars?
I don't know, a year.
That's what I mean.
No, it's
so,
not Mars, it's somewhere else. Okay, so it's a year to get there, and then...
yeah, well, that's what I mean. So it's a good chance to have a chat with him
Okay.
about stuff.
So Matt
And I
Moore-
think he'd be up for it as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think you know.
why do you think that?
Just because he's spent his whole life talking about what's going on up there, isn't it? And yet he's never been. And I feel sorry for him. You know, most people, when they're into something, they get to go to a place, don't they?
Sure.
People who don't know who Patrick Moore is, he's an 80-year-old astronomer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So let him have a bit of a good life.
So Moore's on board.
Yeah, Patrick Moore. He's on. Right, out of 5 others.
4 others now.
Jamie Oliver.
Why would you take Jamie Oliver?
Just food and that. You need someone, because they say that like you know, you can feel down if you don't eat.
He couldn't convince 8-year-olds to eat a carrot. What's he going to do in this brave new world? They're all going to be on turkey Twizzlers.
I think he's got the right attitude. He wouldn't be faffing about. Remember, we've landed now on this new world.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like. The people who've
Listen,
maybe
I love Jamie Oliver. I think he's great.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't be in my 5 people to start a new world. That's all I'm saying. Nor would Patrick Moore, because he knew the way.
Well, what chef would you pick?
I wouldn't pick a chef. Why would I pick a chef?
Because you want someone who's going to, like I say, food's important. When you're low, there's nothing better. If you're a bit fed up, there's nothing better than having a good...
But Carl, I don't think you've quite grasped that these people have to start civilization again. They have to be wise people who can make the laws.
Yeah, and before you do all that, you need a good meal. So Jamie Oliver, that's his job. It's like when we get there, that's when he kicks in.
Right.
He's the first one, really,
Can I
who
suggest
gets
something?
going.
Just to save 2 places on Patrick Moore and Jamie Oliver, take a map and a cookbook. Okay, who's number 3?
What sort of state is this world in? Does it need...
Oh, he's going to take a fucking gardener. It's like
It's the world, but new.
It's that exactly. It's the world but new, untouched by humans. There've been no fossil fuels burnt, no machinery, no wars. Just this Garden of Eden. And you, Patrick Moore and Jamie Oliver pitch up.
Plus, who else, Carl? Go now. First thought.
Attenborough.
Oh God! Again, he's a genius, and he's a bit of a hero of mine. But I don't know if we need Attenborough.
Just because I reckon if it's a new world, you're saying it's the same, but they always say, don't they, that all worlds are different. So I'd want him there, just to sort of, when we're roaming around, because we'll all stick together for a bit, won't we? When we're roaming around.
Then they'll be sick of the sight of you. They go, let's lose Carl.
But you've got 2 men so far who've got a combined age of about 150. I mean, if you're starting a brave new world, dare I say it, not going to be around very long. Shouldn't you be taking some younger, fresher blood?
No, not really, because they haven't lived, have they? These have lived, and they can and they're useful, like I say. Patrick Moore's done his bit, he's got us there. Oliver has cooked us a dinner. Day 2, I reckon we'd end that on day 1 there. We'd have a dinner, we'd all have a chat.
I don't think you're thinking of the future.
I think
you're thinking of the journey, and then the first night. Okay. So you've got David Attenborough, you've got Patrick Moore, and you've got Jamie Oliver, you've got 2 other places.
I get the feeling that you're not so much recruiting people for a new world as I'm a celebrity, get me out of here.
As a dinner party with people you'd like to meet that you've seen on the telly. Oh. Come on, 2 more.
I'd text someone who's a bit daft. Just so...
No, you don't need to, Carl.
That's covered, believe us.
Yeah,
no, that's what I mean, though. I don't want them having a go at me going, why are you here? I'd point the attention somewhere else. To text someone else who'd sort of wind them up. So
who's that then?
Paul Denan, or someone like that.
It really is. I'm a celebrity. So you've got Patrick Moore, you've got David Attenborough, you've got Jamie Oliver and Paul Denan.
They're starting life again.
Okay then, brilliant. Oh God. Right, one more. This is amazing. It's going to be. I'd love to go back and visit this in 1,000 years. What teachings they laid down. Oh God.
Don't know. It'd have to be a woman. I think you've got to have a woman in that little group, haven't you? Could have another woman chef, or
It's mainly eating.
He's got that covered with Oliver, but no, he's got to take Nigella in case he's in a cream cake kind of mood.
God. Oh God, Delia Smith was furious. She'd packed her bags and everything.
or a nurse.
Now you're thinking.
Abby Titmus? Carl, I know you like to be kept abreast of all the latest breaking science news. Did you read recently about the blind mice that they have been able to make see again? And hopefully they're whatever they did, which allowed these mice to be able to see again, they're hoping to be able to do with humans in maybe about 10 years' time, or at least begin tests in 10 years' time, which is pretty impressive, isn't it?
How many of these mice did they experiment on?
3, probably.
Right. They were. It wasn't taking place in a farmhouse, was it at all?
I didn't read the intricacies of the.
Did they have
story.
tails? Did they still have their tails?
The 3 blind mice?
Because that.
I don't know. Again,
Well,
I'm
yeah.
not sure. Well, what's
Okay.
your concern?
Well, I think I know what happened there.
Really?
Yeah, I think the farmer's wife probably got annoyed at
Right.
them running
Well,
after
why?
her.
Right.
Uh,
But how could they run after her? Because they're blind.
I don't know. I think they used a sense of smell and hearing. They could hear her clogs, and they followed the sound of the big fat clogs.
Right.
But you know, they got their comeuppance. They lost their tails, so now they're blind with no tails. Is that not the story?
I think you confused.
Okay.
Another more recent story
Okay.
with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll leave that then.
I don't know,
Carl,
but-
thoughts though? That
Extraordinary, isn't it? To be able to. I mean, to be able to cure blindness would be a remarkable achievement in science.
It is, but it's just that thing how they say they've done it on mice and what have you.
yeah,
If I was blind and I went in for the meeting with the doctor,
yeah.
and they said, "Do you want yours doing?" And then they said, like, "We've done it on mice," that wouldn't be good enough for me. I'd say, look, when the blind fella gets in, don't say we've done it on mice, just say we've done this on eyes. If he goes, what eyes? Just say just a pair of eyes.
Yeah.
As soon as you say mouse's eyes, it's like, well, it's not the same, and it sort of, it would make me go, I'll leave it.
Yeah, and then you wake up and you can see, but you've got very tiny eyes right in the. You've put in mice eyes. I'm scared of cats.
It's just eyes. I think I just don't like having my eyes messed with, and even if I was blind, I wouldn't like it.
Right.
And I think mine are more active than most, my eyes.
What do you mean?
Well, I went for a what's her name, Steve. You don't know. I've had problems with my legs.
Oh, Christ Almighty!
He's the same. What are you? 33.
He's a hypochondriac.
And you talk like you're a 70-year-old
honestly, the slightest thing. He's got time off work for this. We went to the dentist 3 times in 1 week. He goes now. His legs rubbed 2 times a week for
No,
some
I don't.
reason.
I don't.
In and out of the kidney hospital, and they're going, "There's no kidney stone, Mr. Pilkington." He's going, "Oh, right. Christ Almighty, do some fucking work."
No, the thing is, I've been in the last like 30 odd years. I've been working hard, and I've let my body get run down a bit.
How have you? Like, you're 30. What are you?
33.
Right, 33. Sorry to start off with such a hard question, but how have you been working for 30 years?
Well, I just have. I sort of I got on with it.
At 3. At 3.
No, I'm
Well, you
just
didn't get
saying.
on with anything at school, did you? Because you were just titting about.
Yeah.
You weren't working
Yeah.
hard there.
What was the first job you got? How old were you?
I was 15.
Right, okay, so you've been working for 15 years then, okay, good,
Yeah, but I
right.
had my paper round when I was 10, didn't I? And that was hard graft. That's why I'm bald and that. Getting up at 4:30. It all adds up, doesn't it? All adds up. So anyway, when I kicked my height when I was a kid.
He always says this, like it's a classic story that everyone should know.
Everyone
and
knows
also
that.
the phrase "kicking my own height."
Yeah.
No,
Explain
So-
what you mean.
Just kicked my height when I was a
Kick
kid.
your. No one understands.
You kicked your leg up to the
kicked
height
my
that
height.
you were at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
if
kicked
you were,
my height. It's not a well-known phrase. You can't just go, "I kicked my height."
so you're 4.5 foot, and you've put your toe up into the air 4.5 feet by kicking.
Yeah, but I landed on my back.
Right,
'Cause
okay.
I didn't
Imagine seeing that in the playground. They go, "Get Karl Pilkington to kick his height. I bet he falls over like a
It
fucking
wasn't in the
penguin."
playground. My dad got me to do it in the garden.
Brilliant.
But
So-
why? Why did you
He
fall
sold
over?
tickets, the neighbours were cracking
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Why did you fall over? Did you hit
I just
yourself
didn't,
in
I
the
didn't
head?
have kicked my height. I mean, my leg got high up, but I was that chuffed that I got that high. I didn't think of putting my leg down again.
Why does he look like, what the fuck did that look like?
He's got to think it all through. I thought it was automatic.
No,
In life, but
It stayed there.
You sort of stay balanced.
Christ
But you didn't
almighty.
think, well, I'm loving this. This is brilliant, but what should I do now? I got my leg up. I'll just keep it up. Whoa!
It looked like a Hitler salute with his leg. What were you doing?
So anyway, I landed on my back,
Yeah.
and I did some damage, I think. And it's because
Definitely.
of that.
You sure you didn't land on your head?
And it's because of that, like all them years and what have you.
Yeah.
I've had like a trapped nerve in my leg.
Right.
So I thought, right, now's the time to have it done, because when you get older, I mean, it was the kidney stone thing. Once you've sort of looked at, you know, death and what have you, it just makes you think, got to start looking after
Do you
your
think you
body.
could die of the slightly bad leg that you've had for 15 years?
Well,
Do you think that'll eventually kill you?
well, it could do if I can't run away from danger quick enough.
Right. Again, you're thinking of Jurassic Park coming true.
Well, whatever though. I'm just saying, you've got
Yeah.
to look after yourself. You know, if there's anyone listening,
could
out
always
there
hop.
who's got a problem, get it sorted.
I'll tell you what
That's all
though,
I'm saying.
if you have to fight off danger and you kick them, put the leg back down immediately after.
So anyway, I went to see this fella, to like a professional leg rubber.
Professional leg rubber.
Yeah.
And he sort of said a few things that were quite interesting. Remember that time when we had a chat on the last lot of like podcasts? I said, am I in charge of my brain, or is my brain in charge of me?
Yeah, do you remember what I said? It's the most stupid thing you've ever said.
Yeah, well listen to this then. So I go and see this leg rubber,
Professional leg rubber, yeah.
right, and he is professional.
Yeah.
Right, so
Remember, leg rubber. You haven't said doctor at any point in this conversation.
leg rubber.
So this whatever, however profound this is, it came from a man who is self-confessed professionally leg rubbing.
not just leg.
Does he
does
do left and right, or?
back rubbing as well? He does it all. Right.
Right.
So I'm in
Professional
there,
rubber.
and I didn't mention about how I thought my brain was in charge of me and stuff. I'm lying there. He's bending me about and what have you. The first problem he came across is that my nerves aren't long enough for my body.
I don't know.
My nerves aren't long enough for your body.
He was lifting my legs up and I was going, right, whoa, stop that a minute, that's hurting that. He's like, what do you mean? He said, I've only got them like just about...
Well, that's your tendons.
No, but your nerves are in your legs as well, and your tendons don't hurt, it's your nerves that kick in. It's your nerves that make you
Well,
go,
yeah,
that
but they
hurts.
hurt because your tendons are being overstretched.
Well, I'm just telling you what he said. Right, so he lifted the leg up, and I went, right,
Was
stop
this
doing
above a
that.
laundrette, this surgery?
No, it's a proper place. He had like towels and all that on
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's got towels
Oh,
there.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Definitely a laundrette.
so I'm lying there.
Other people's towels.
He's got towels, underpants,
yeah,
bras.
halfway through he said, you haven't got 20p, have you, for the dryer?
So I'm lying there, and he lifts the leg up,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, that hurts a lot. So he said, oh yeah, short nerves. And I said, what do you mean? He said, you know, your outside of the body is longer than your inside.
Right, he doesn't sound like a doctor. He does not sound like a
The
doctor.
outside of your body's
Yeah.
longer than the inside.
So he had me lying on my front and what have you, and he was sort of crushing me back,
Right.
and he was going, does that hurt? I said, yeah. It was like 48 quid this as well. Putting me through all this pain and what have you.
Well, you got some good advice, though.
He said, you're pretty stressed, and I said, yeah. So it's, you know, I've quite a bit of stress in my life. And I explained to him about the kidney stones and that. I said, oh, you know, that's that.
He
probably-
went, oh, shut the fuck up.
He probably said that. He said that's where you were probably got a lot of tenseness. And
A lot of tenseness. Is that the phrase he used as
Yeah,
a trained
he's
professional
he's
rubber? or?
He's a doctor. He's definitely a doctor.
So anyway, he said, do you relax much? You
You
know,
haven't got any Lenore, have you? I want these sheets to come out nice and soft.
He said, do you, you know, you should learn to meditate or something. He said, because you know, you're all tensed up. We're living in a stressful world, as he told me about it. So when I was telling him that I have problems relaxing, he said, that you're obviously the sort of person.
Who's
Who's gullible enough to spend 46 quid for this hokum?
He said, you're the sort of person whose brain is in charge of them, rather than them being in charge of the brain.
So all you did was you met a person as stupid as you.
Yeah.
No, but I thought it's interesting that this is what he does for a living.
Yeah.
And he picked up, that was the first visit, that's the first, I'd only been there about 22 minutes.
Yeah.
You get half an hour for 48 quid.
Right.
But, he picked up on that
Yeah.
within like 15,
No, he saw a
20
right
minutes.
fucking sucker coming. No, he did pick up on that, yeah.
But
Okay,
anyway,
don't go dream again.
The reason, well, I am doing. I've got locked into it. I've got to go at least another 3 times.
Why?
I'm trying
What
to
do
get
you
out of it. I don't know. I didn't realise that you have to have a minimum amount of things. So what I'm saying
I can't
is,
wait. What's the wisdom he's going to come up with next week? That'll be brilliant. I will kind of, yeah.
No, but what I'm saying
Your
is,
blood's paranoid.
we were talking.
You've got jealous bones. You're the sort of person whose stomach's hungrier than you. What absolute fucking nonsense.
Do you know, like how we were talking about eyes, weren't we? He said. He said the thing is, you know, you've got to be able to relax, and the way to do it is to focus. Right? He said. I said, what do you mean? He said, when you go to sleep.
You're the sort of person whose eyes can see further than you can.
He said, when you go to sleep.
Close your eyes and see. Instead of just leaving them open, staring at the ceiling.
Carl, keep breathing.
Yeah, keep breathing. Close your eyes. You're not dead. It may seem like it, but you're not. You're just asleep.
So he said.
Oh, fuck me.
He said, what you've got to do when you go to sleep, focus on your toe, right?
Okay.
He said, and just think about nothing else. I said,
He's a witch. Did he say to put a toad under the bed?
no, he just said, focus on the toe and see how you go on and what have you. Next time you come in, let me know. Anyway, I gave this a go, focusing on the toe.
So what does this mean? You mean you sat in bed staring at your toes?
No, this is it. He said, like, lie down,
Visualising
shut
it.
your eyes, and sort of look at it, sort of thing. So I was lying there. It just wasn't working because
Oh, Carl, this isn't medicine.
I was
You
even though
were
the
thinking of a
eyes-
finger.
Well, no.
He found out he was thinking of someone else's toe. Next
It
day,
doesn't
someone
work.
called up and said, Carl, my toe's better.
No, the problem was I was still using my eyes even though I had them shut.
Oh God! Just when I think he could never come up with something stupid, he pulls that one out of the bag.
Right. So what does that mean?
Oh God!
You were still. What does that mean?
I was straining them. I had them shut, but I was sort of looking down at my foot.
You were trying to see through your eyelids at your toe.
Well, I was looking down, so I'm thinking that's where the foot is. Because of that, I was straining them and they were stinging, so I had to pack it in.
I'm gonna die. I am going to die. Right.
So if anything, this
okay.
guy's just made your stress levels worse.
Yeah,
That's
I said that to
amazing.
him.
That's amazing. Okay, if someone out there's listening, could you put in order the top 10 most stupid things Carl's ever said? And to me, that is number 1. That is now number. Well, that's overtaken. Is your brain in charge of you, or is you in charge of your brain? Oh, that's amazing.